Being right is not to be confused with putting down boundaries. Your fight or flight survival mechanism kicks in, and what do you have? No more fighting. That's right. Doesn't it get you going when you know you're right about something and someone refuses to accept, believe, or see your point? So what do we do then? We push harder. We insist we are right and the other people are wrong. We raise our voices, we shout, argue, threaten, and even propose ultimatums, all in the name of being heard, making our point, and being right. In this video, I'm going to be explaining why these tactics don't work and what does. Prepare to be somewhat shocked when I tell you what the most effective tools are for winning a fight and what to do when you know you are right. Thanks for joining me. I'm Manifestation Life Coach Sterling Mire. Relationships, they are the bedrock of our lives, yet when things go sideways, they can be the biggest challenges we face in life. We all want them to work, be harmonious, loving, and happy, but sometimes these snags just come along in life and we just don't see eye to eye. And that's when we have opposing views or opinions, or something was done or said that doesn't line up with our ideas of how to conduct and behave in relationships. We want to stand up for ourselves. We want to be heard, and most of all, be recognized for being right. When that doesn't come our way, we want to argue, fight. After all, it's crystal clear that we're right, so why can't the other person see it our way? Are they just being difficult? What's wrong with them anyways? All right, I'm going to present here the 3 reasons we fail at turning around arguments and restoring peace, harmony, love, and respect. And that little thing about being right, well, we'll be getting to that too. So let's start with winning tip number 1, being insistent about what our perspective and resistant to what the other person is saying or expressing as their point. If we're only open to understanding our point of view, we are not able to shift our perspective enough to see the other person's point of view, which could and possibly is just as valid as our own. If we let go of our righteousness enough to ask questions and listen to the other's point of view, we might discover that we can accept and understand the person's opposing opinions much better and neutralize the disagreement just like that. Failure number 2, to fight and push against their point of view. Okay, think of it this way. When someone is firmly forcing or aggressively trying to get you to do something or try something, or they push their ideas onto you, what is your first reaction? Your fight or flight survival mechanism kicks in, which is to defend oneself by being defensive and fighting, or protecting oneself by running away and avoiding. To either get away, push back on their aggressiveness. But you know what? Both reactions actually doesn't get what either person wants. So by being insistent, you actually lose your power to bring into existence what both of you want anyways, which is to restore peace, harmony, love, respect. What is incredible is that if you actually stop trying to be right, just give up being right, the most amazing thing happens. The fighting just stops without even having to tell the other person they are the one who's right. Who is right becomes a mute conversation. Just simply giving up being right. And what do you have? No more fighting. That's right. And you actually then have a chance to be heard and to understand the other person. When we stop defending ourselves, there becomes nothing to defend, and harmony returns, taking the place of arguing. Okay, let's move on to winning tip number 3. Not realizing what it costs us when we're being insistent about being right. I remember a time I was driving to an event with a close loved one, and he kept trying to tell me which roads to take. Turn here, turn there, go that way, etc. I said, hey, I know how to get there. I know the best route. Stop being a backseat rider or driver. Anyways, it was a battle getting there, and once we were there, both of us didn't even want to go in, and we didn't even want to be there. We were so stressed and in no mood or shape to begin meeting people and socializing. Both of us arrived in a not so favorable way to show up to a social event, all because we both insisted on being right. So you know what I did the next time we went someplace? I gave up being right. I took his route and I just gave up being right about my opinions. It's just an opinion, and we need to understand the truth. Opinions are not the truth. They're just opinions. After the first disastrous traveling experience, I got clear on the issue of being right. I wrote down all that it had cost me to be right that night. It cost me my happiness, our togetherness, our conversation, our enjoyment of each other's company, my energy. It cost my excitement towards going to the event. It cost me the love I had for that person, and so much more. And the payoff? What I got in exchange? What it cost me? I got to be right. The satisfaction of being right. Yet remember, again, what did it cost me? So when we traveled again, I didn't have to pay that price again. And instead, I got satisfaction from having a fun and funny drive with him to our next event. And when we arrived, we were in the best mood, and we ended up having an amazing night. We met some key people that are still playing an important part in my life. So just to recap, winning tip number 1, not being open enough to hear the other person's point of view. Really try to understand by letting go of your point of view while wrapping your head around someone else's. Ask questions to help you to understand and notice what happens afterwards and what changes. Winning tip number 2, to resist and push back, defend and fight against the other person's opinion. Because when we do this, all we do is feed the fire we're trying to put out. What we are resisting the other person's opinion, when we do this, it just keeps persisting and it doesn't stop or change. And what is shocking is that if we place ourselves in a space of acceptance of what is, the most amazing thing happens. The arguing stops, peace returns, and whatever the issue was just disappears from the space. Okay, winning tip number 3, get clear about what it is costing you when you insist on being right. Really be generous and thorough with your list. What are the things you wish you had but don't because of being right? What has been lost? Get clear by writing down the payoff, which is to get to be right. That's the exchange. But you see, when you see it written down like that, it's amazing how you understand it's not only an uneven exchange, it's not worth it ever. What is important to you? What kind of relationships do you want to be enjoying with family, friends, co-workers, neighbors? Do you know what kind of dream life that you want to experience within the categories that make up your life, such as home, relationships, health, career, finances, travel, and adventure? Do you know what you want from life? If you don't, that's okay too. What if I told you you don't need to know to move forward to the realizations of your biggest dreams? If you would like more information about how to fulfill on your dreams or receive the help you seek, just feel free to contact us at getyourlifenow.com for a free consultation, and also much more information on how to manifest your ideal life. Okay, here we go. Final note. Now, being right is not to be confused with putting down boundaries. They are completely two different things. In fact, why not take a look at our boundaries in the relationship video right now, or this one? All right, I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.